Okay, so the Cleveland Browns are currently 0-5, sitting at the bottom of the AFC North, and I'm pretty sure they're also sitting at the bottom of the AFC, and that's pretty disappointing to me, man. It really is, because I'm a pretty big fan of Hugh Jackson. I thought he was the right guy that can take the Browns in the right direction. I thought their last draft class was phenomenal. They got, of course, Myles Garrett, who is projected to be the next big thing, pass rusher. Then they traded down with the Texans, and of course we got Deshaun Watson, and they ended up picking Jabril Peppers with the pick that they got from us in the first round. And late in the draft process, I fell in love with Jabril Peppers, and I kind of wanted him here in Houston. So the fact that the Browns got Myles Garrett and then Jabril Peppers, I was like, damn, that's a pretty good draft class. But that's not it. Then they trade back up in the first round and pick up David Njoku, who was another player that I really liked. If you guys don't know who that is, he's a tight end, and he's a good player. He's made a couple plays for them this season. And then that's not it. Sean Kaiser, who many thought was a late first rounder, early second rounder, fell to them late in the second round. So they picked Deshaun Kaiser. And remember, during free agency, they fixed their offensive line. They already had Joe Thomas, who is probably one of my favorite players in the NFL. So their offensive line got better. They got themselves a rookie quarterback. They got Jabril Peppers, a stud pass rusher, and a good tight end, all in one season. And I was like, well, damn, maybe the Browns will finally do something. But here they are, 0-5, still the same old Browns. Deshaun Kaiser looked really good in preseason, but once the regular season came around, he's just been sucking, man. And they benched Kaiser on Sunday for Kevin Hogan, so I don't know who they're going to start. Hopefully it's Kaiser, because I think Kaiser can be a good quarterback in the NFL, but you just can't bench rookie quarterbacks like that, man. You stunt their growth. You gotta let them learn from their mistakes. So the Browns, their offensive line, I already said it. Good offensive line, pretty much all around, besides maybe right tackle. But there's like a right tackle problem in the league, so you really can't blame them. Joe Thomas, one of my favorite players in the NFL. The guy's just been doing it for so long. He's the first the first offensive lineman in NFL history. So, I mean, the guy's great. And then their running back situation. They got what's his name? Isaiah Crowell, who I think is, underrated. And the reason you don't really hear much about him is because the Browns are always behind. So they have to always pass the ball, so they don't get the opportunity to run it with Crowell. So, underrated player, pretty good. Behind that offensive line, I think he can do some damage. Their receiving weapons, they don't really have much. Last year they had Terrell Pryor, but they let him go to Washington. Picked up Kenny Britt. Of course, they have Corey Coleman, who was another player that I liked 2 years ago coming out of college, out of Baylor, but he went to Cleveland, and we got Will Fuller instead. And so far, that's looking like Will Fuller was the right choice, because Corey Coleman has not been able to stay healthy at all. So that sucks for the Browns, man. And other than that, man, they don't really have many receiving weapons. Of course, you got David Njoku, who I think is going to be a great player in this league. And then move over to the defense, man. The defensive line, Danny Shelton, former first round pick. I think he's good. Really good, actually. Of course, you got first overall pick, Myles Garrett. Ooh. he's a rookie, so you can't expect him to do a lot of damage, but he's still a good player. His very first play, he actually got a sack last week, so watch out for him, man. They also have Emmanuel Ogbah, who I'm a pretty big fan of. I've always liked him. I think in the future, Ogbah and Myles Garrett can be a good duo. When you move on to the linebackers, man, of course they got Jamie Collins, but they got another guy too, another linebacker. I forgot his name, so his name is escaping right now. But linebackers, they're pretty okay at linebacker. And then you move on to the secondary. They traded Joe Hayden. No, wait, they cut Joe Hayden. So that, or did they trade him? I don't know. But Joe Hayden is no longer on the team. They don't really have much in the secondary, man. They really don't. I know they signed what's his name, former Titan Jason McCourty, so they do have that. So the Browns, man, on paper they're a pretty decent team, but the actual product on the team just isn't good. And do you blame Hugh Jackson? Personally, I thought he was gonna be a good head coach, but so far that has not been the case. And what, he's 1-20 these past 2 seasons, man. That's really, really bad. So if things continue like that, maybe it's time for the Browns to look for a new coach. And they've had a lot of head coaches, man, so I don't know. Maybe he could get things turned around, but I don't think he can. I mean, they lost to the Jets. Yes, the Jets are 3-2, but come on, man. The Jets. And they had the Steelers on the ropes in week 1. The other losses, of course, they lost by 3 against the Colts, but I mean, it's the Colts. So they've had their opportunities to win games. They could be 3-2 right now with a win versus Pittsburgh, Indy, and last week versus the Jets, but here they are, 0-5 with the Giants. The Giants. Anyways, that's all I really have to say about the Browns. If you're a Browns fan and you're watching and I missed anything, make sure to comment down below. And also be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.